Tiniyak po ng pamahalaan na nananatiling prioridad ang healthcare sa Pilipinas. Patuloy po rito ang pag-aproba sa kauna-unang Public-Private Partnership o PPP project ng Marcos Administration na pagtatayo po ng Cancer Center sa UP-PGH. Alamin po natin ang mga detalye tungkol dito kasama si Dr. Jose Rafael Marfori, Special Assistant to the Director ng Philippine General Hospital. Dr. Marfori, magandang araw po sa inyo. Si Diane Carrer po ito.
Magandang araw, Diane. Thank you for featuring our project. Good morning.
Good morning po, Dr. Marfori. Ano po ang kahalagahan po ng pagtatayo ng Cancer Center sa PGH?
Well, unang-una, it's been a long history since 1938. Commonwealth Act pa nung tinalaga ang Cancer Institute sa PGH, so we're expanding that. But it's an old building, it's protected by law, so we need a new site to accommodate the technology, the number of patients that cancer has really grown over the years. We also have yung National Integrated Cancer Control Act of 2019, which stipulates that there should be cancer centers in every region of the country, and PPPs are a way to do that. Ang cancer po kasi, and this is the medical importance naman po. Of course, it's worldwide, it's really growing, one of the top causes of illness and death. Ganun din sa Pilipinas, no? 150,000 new cases in 2020 alone, 50, 90,000 deaths. I think that 90,000 deaths in the Philippines 2020. And it's very resource intensive. So you need to integrate yung kanilang mga diagnostics, outpatient, inpatient, and other technologies that, in fact, because it's expensive, you need an apex specialty center like PGH to connect with or to become a resource that's available din sa mga peripheral rural health units, provincial partners, LGUs, yung mga technology na mahirap i-afford unless you're a big hospital.
So Dr. Marfori, ito pong itatayong Cancer Center ay bukod pa po sa Cancer Institute na kasalukuyang pong meron ng PGH. At ano po yung timeline po na target po natin para po dito sa proyektong ito, Dr. Marfori?
Yes, correct. So may parang legacy siya from the current Cancer Institute. As I said, Heritage Building, 1938. The Cancer Center will be a public-private partnership and many times bigger, so 15 to 20 stories. Within this month, we'll be holding an investor forum, maybe launching the formal bid in next month. If we have awarding by the end of this year, we expect 2 to 3 years of construction. So that takes us to maybe a turnover in 2026, 27, the sooner the better. And the whole project is 30 years. So if you deduct 3 years of construction, then you have 27 years of the partnership. And that's 27 years worth na PGH will be a little offloaded. It's a big part of it is like outsourcing certain non-core functions. A lot of public hospitals do that. And we can focus on the clinical care, especially in the public service ward.
Dok, bukod po sa karagdagang equipment at hospital beds, ano pa po ang aasahan sa itatayong Cancer Center at ilan po yung inaasahan po natin o gaano karami po yung matutulungan po, masaserbisyuhan po kapag naitayo na po itong Cancer Center, Doc?
Yes, Diane, thank you. There's a lot to look forward to. So it does offer a comprehensive range of not just diagnostics and treatment, not just inpatient, but also outpatient. So it will have cancer diagnostics, 3 times the number of linear accelerators that PGH currently has. So and then additional linear accelerators. Those are radiotherapy machines for the private area as well. So really, hopefully, double talaga the capacity or more. So that's radiotherapy, chemotherapy, surgical oncology, so all the major modes. Aside from inpatient, there are dedicated cancer clinics that see, pre-pandemic, it was around 60,000, 70,000 cancer patients in outpatient care alone, barring other specialties pa po yun. So those clinic facilities will also have their own spaces here. We are a teaching and research institution, so we will have those conference areas, teaching areas. Commercial area, not to be, it's not a small thing. It's I think honestly, it's a humane thing to offer. Now, if you have facilities for the bantay, it's not always doctors and patients. Something that rounds it out, makes it a good place to study, to work. And of course, we're open to the innovations that, Other innovations that, for example, cancer care is going outpatient. We learned a lot from telemedicine in COVID. Those are all possibilities for what to expect in the cancer center. Marami po, I can even mention parking para it will help solve some of the parking problems of PGH. So there is a master plan. I think I'll end there. It's part of a master plan, 20-year master plan of PGH to improve in the next few years.
Well, indeed, this is really something to look forward to, Doc. Kaya nga ng inyong nabanggit. Well, sa ibang usapin naman po, Dr. Marfori, kamusta po ang sitwasyon po ngayon ng admission sa PGH? Punuan po ba ngayon at ano po yung usual cases ng admission po sa inyong ospital?
Right, so maybe I can answer your previous question also. I forgot how many people will this help. So if we look at the total picture now sa PGH, puno pa rin. We're approaching, with preliminary data for 2022, we seem to be at around maybe 2/3, a little more compared to pre-pandemic levels. So that takes us at around, again, preliminarily, maybe 300,000 to 400,000 outpatients a year, maybe in last year, again, preliminary. That's about 30, maybe 40,000 inpatients. Similar rough numbers for emergency care. Again, about 2/3, certainly over half already of pre-pandemic. There was a big drop kasi nung 2020. And then just a big fraction of that is cancer care. And just some rough numbers here. Because it's a 30-year project, conservatively maybe, at 70,000 outpatients a year, pre-pandemic, times 27 years, I believe that's about 2 million, almost, outpatients. And then, I forget the exact numbers, but for inpatients, I did the calculations very briefly, but it depends po kasi on the efficiency also. The point I'd like to make there is we hope to also increase the efficiency so that we can see more cancer patients with the same number of beds that we not just same number of beds, but with the beds that we have now. And one last note there, we do have dedicated cancer beds in the Cancer Institute, jumping to your previous question, but that's only around 50 beds dedicated to cancer. But we have 3 to 4 times that number of admitted cancer patients. So nasa iba-ibang wards yon. As I said, we need to integrate that. So the cancer hospital will have all of those 150 public service cancer dedicated beds in one place. That's just the public part. The private part will have another 150. And maybe just to explain that part, it's something common to many government hospitals na merong private beds. And it's doubly crucial, important for PGH to have that. Kasi ang bumubuhay sa karamihan ng aming faculty is yung private practice. So rather than earn that somewhere else na matatraffic pa sila, stay home, stay here in PGH, just go to a different floor and you're already doing your livelihood. Come back to this floor, you're in public service and training the residents.
Okay.
So 150 public beds, 150 private beds, outpatient, ORs, diagnostics, chemo, all in one place.
All right. Dr. Marfori, sinabi po ni House Appropriations Committee Chair Representative Elizalde Co noon na tinitingnan po nilang pagkakaroon ng medical hotel na concept sa ilang government hospitals. Maaari niyo po bang ibahagi ano po ang napag-usapan po hinggil dito, Doc?
I'm afraid I'm not privy to those discussions, Diane. No? Though public health and health systems is my area, that sounds to me like medical tourism. That's not crossed my desk yet. No? Of course, it's something we should have the experts weigh in on. Medical tourism it can have a strategic role if properly calibrated, but it's really not my area or currently not yet connected to this project.
All right. Bilang panghuling tanong na lamang po, Dr. Marfori, ano po ang mga inaasa mga proyekto o programa na makatutulong po sa pagpapabuti po ng serbisyo ng UP-PGH?
Well, siguro I'd like to give an immediate answer and also a long-term answer. In the immediate, if you notice, sabi ko, napupuno pa rin. It's not like we have vacancies now, and yet we're only at around, just approaching pre-pandemic levels, pero puno na rin. And that's because we need more nurses. We are suffering some of the losses of nurses that many hospitals, the whole country, probably the whole world is feeling right now. So every month, there's a few resignations of nurses. So we need to retain them. We do hire, but the rate of loss is faster. So some units cannot open to full capacity, and that's what is also limiting our return to full capacity to pre-pandemic levels. So that's the immediate one. It's a malaki ang usapan dyan to how to solve a problem like human resource. In the long term, I would say it would be PGH is really serious and doing a lot of things now towards retaining a thriving, strong faculty going forward. Meaning, we need to host their practices in PGH, have a faculty practice program, have the facilities that attract the best minds. And instead of, TY lang ang kanilang public service, we'd like to integrate that to make it part of their entire career. So you can imagine, ganun na rin naman ang nangyayari. We should be proactive about, for example, private practice being part of the solution, part of your schedule, and it becomes the norm that public service is something open to any practitioner, and something expected of a PGH practitioner. So again, going back to the PPP structure that we have, that kind of practice needs to be part of the solution. Kasi karamihan nga walang sweldo sa government among our faculty.
Dr. Murfori, maraming salamat po sa inyo. Nakapanayan po natin PGH Special Assistant to the Director Dr. Jose Rafael Marfori. Salamat pong muli at stay safe po kayo, Doc.
Thank you, Dad.